I'm Dr. Jessica Vorstermans, and I'm an associate professor in the School of Health Policy and Management. And usually I teach on chilly York University campus here, but I want to invite you to a really different course where we're going to be learning in Holguín, Cuba, where the sun is always shining. So this is a 2-week Global Learning 4th year course. It's open to any student at York. And together we're going to really dive into the way that Cuba has set up their healthcare system to ensure that everyone has the right to health, to ensure that everyone has the access that they need based on their own social location, thinking about the social determinants of health as they built their society after the revolution. So we'll be learning in Holguín, Cuba. It's the 3rd largest city in Cuba on the eastern side of the island, but it's known as a city of parks. It's a very beautiful, walkable city, and we'll be living in one area, one neighborhood together. We'll learn in lots of different spaces. So we will be learning from professors at the University of Holguín. We'll also be learning from medical school professors at the medical school in Holguín. Also, we will go to different places like clinics, consultorios, which are where nurse and doctors practice in each neighborhood. We will go out into the community and learn in different spaces that Cubans have created to ensure that everyone has access to health. So we might go to an exercise class with elders in the neighborhood. We might walk over to the market and see what it looks like for Cubans to access food every day. A lot of the learning actually also happens at home. So you're living with a Cuban family and you're doing lots of learning at the dinner table, after dinner, walking around to visit neighbors. So it's a very immersive experience and you're learning in many different spaces in Holguín. We're also going to take little trips. So we'll go and visit different sites, cultural sites, sites of revolutionary importance, and learn in those spaces. You'll meet Cuban professors like Salvador and Vilma, who teach in these spaces and have been welcoming Canadian students for a very long time. So the invitation is really to learn from Cubans, from Cuban professors, from health professionals, from Cuban medical school students, and from your host families that are welcoming you and know their revolutionary history and ways they've set up their society. So one of your big questions is probably, where are we going to live when we're in Cuba? So one of the very fundamental parts of this course is that you're living with a Cuban host family. So it's a true cultural exchange. You're living with a family like they do, sharing life together. The accommodations are shared. So during the pre-departure, we'll work out who your roommate will be. And then you share a room together. You have your own bathroom, a mini fridge so you can keep the water cold, and an air conditioner or a fan. They're very simple living conditions, but very warm in a Cuban family where you will be sharing life together. So you're probably wondering what we're going to eat when we're in Cuba. Usually something simple like rice and beans or rice and lentils. And then for dinner, we all meet together, the whole group, at Las Palmas, which is sort of an outdoor space. Cubans eat seasonally, so it will be whatever is in season, whatever vegetables and fruit are in season, some rice, beans, maybe fish, or another kind of meat. You don't need to speak Spanish to take this course. We will have Cuban translation students doing translation of the different lectures and talks while we're there.
Pero una de las arañitas nació un poco extraña.
But only one of the little spiders was born a little bit strange.
But it really helps to even do a Duolingo course, say a month or 2 before we go, because much of the learning, as I said, is informal and happens outside of those lectures. So it would be really great to learn un poquito de Español that would help you integrate into the life there in Cuba. So we will be doing pre-departure preparation before we go, which will cover many different things. Some of it will be around risk and safety, but also because you're living with a host family, it is important, and hosts tell us this, to be prepared to enter into people's homes in a respectful and humble way. So we'll talk about that before we go, where we will think about what it looks like and what kind of commitments we want to make to each other as a group, and commitments to ways we want to live while we are being welcomed in solidarity by Cuban families and folks in the community. So when we return from Cuba, we will have the Cuba Student Showcase, and that's going to be where you are going to showcase your learning from our trip. And so we're going to invite your colleagues, friends, family, professors in our programs to come and learn about what we learned in Cuba about their health and care systems. So if each of you will develop your own little project and with a knowledge mobilization artifact that could be a podcast or a infographic, a poster that's going to showcase the learning that you engaged in while you were there. So the reintegration phase of these kinds of experiences is really important because you engage in some deep transformational learning with a group of people, and now you come home and you're not with them every day and you're not in that experience anymore. And so having a strong piece of the course that really attends to reintegration is important. So my invitation is for you to take a leap and apply for this exciting course. If you have any questions, please get in touch or come to one of our information sessions to learn more. Nos vemos en Cuba!